Chapter 2. Mystery of the Kingdom of God. And to them will I reveal all mysteries, yea, all the hidden mysteries of my kingdom from days of old, and for ages to come, will I make known unto them the good pleasure of my will concerning all things pertaining to my kingdom. D&C 76:7. The kingdom of God has become one of the mysteries, but the wonderful thing about mysteries is that once we learn about them, they are no longer mysteries. Throughout the ages, a wide variety of descriptions and definitions of the kingdom of God have been given, such as it is 1. Within the heart of everyone. 2. The throne of God. 3. The universe. 4. The Spirit of Christ. 5. The Gospel. 6. The Spirit of Peace. 7. Heaven. 8. The Millennium. 9. The Good Within You. 10. The British Empire. 11. Catholicism. 12. The final state of the earth. 13. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Some say that it was in existence only during Christ's ministry, and others say it has never yet been on the earth. The shocking truth is that they are all incomplete or inaccurate. A massive confusion has resulted for those trying to arrive at the correct interpretation of the kingdom of God. Lutheran minister, Rev. George Peters, wrote, "Indeed, no doctrine of the Bible has fared so badly through mere fancy, imagination, enthusiasm, and fanaticism as that of the kingdom. In behalf of a theory or system it has been perverted, distorted, and abused, until many persons looking only at the abuses and antagonism discard the whole matter. Is it not remarkable that a kingdom of God, so distinctively covenanted and predicted, should be so indefinite in its commencement, that eminent and pious men are unable to point out its beginning with any degree of absolute certainty? Theocratic kingdom. George Peters, 144. The devil made tremendous inroads of apostasy in the Christian church even while Christ was alive. The interpretations of doctrines, principles, and ordinances of the gospel of Christ began to gradually change, even while the apostles were still alive, and these included the doctrines of the kingdom. After nearly 2,000 years of manhandling, it, too, has been completely perverted and lost. The prophet Joseph Smith received a revelation in which the Lord said, "And to them those who serve him in righteousness, will I reveal all mysteries, yea, all the hidden mysteries of my kingdom from days of old, and for ages to come, will I make known unto them the good pleasure of my will concerning all things pertaining to my kingdom, even those things which were from the beginning before the world was." D and C 76:7 and 13. Joseph Smith and Sidney Rigdon were permitted to see in vision that pre-mortal world and things pertaining to that kingdom. Brigham Young said it was the greatest revelation ever given to man, one reason being that it revealed so much pertaining to God's kingdom. People often speak of the kingdom of God as though it were something quite commonplace and familiar. Yet its meaning and interpretation are much more complex than just being one individual church. Who can fully answer where the kingdom has been or is now? The Christians are praying for it, but are not sure what it is. The Mormons have mixed and varying interpretations of it, and the rest of the world don't seem to care. It is certainly a very sad and confusing situation. Modern Christians have established thousands of churches with as many differing theologies, including their varying interpretations of the kingdom. It required new revelation from the heavens at the time of the restoration of the gospel to inform us of the true meaning of both the church and the kingdom. With that new revelation we could then understand why there had been such a mystery surrounding the kingdom of God. After relating the parable of the sower, Jesus told his disciples, "It is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given." Matt 13:11. This means that those things which pertain to the kingdom were often mysteries to most people. As mentioned previously, a mystery is simply something that is not known at the time. True saints, however, knew what the kingdom of God was, as the secret things belong unto the Lord our God, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever. Dut 29:29. The kingdom itself was not introduced as a mystery, but rather some of the things pertaining to it have become mysteries, i.e. the manner by which it is established, how it functions properly, the revelations that direct it, and who should govern it. It is interesting to note that with all the rebukes and criticisms that were directed at the Jews, such as pride, hypocrisy, wickedness, etc., they were never condemned for not knowing what the kingdom of God was. It was one of their basic teachings, and they looked for this Messiah that would be a temporal deliverer, a universal monarch that would reign over all nations as a king with a kingdom. The English biblical scholar, F.W. Farrar, has written some very respected books which students around the world have considered as the most authoritative works on the lives of Christ and Paul. However, we notice that he seldom mentioned the kingdom of God. In a 2-volume, 1,200-page work on St. Paul, Farrar listed only 3 references to the Kingdom of God in his index, one of which states, Kingdom of God Erroneous Ideas of 165. This reference states only that it is indeed based on the enormous error that man can deserve heaven by care and external practices, that he can win by quantitative goodness his entrance into the kingdom of God, that kingdom is meat and drink, not righteousness and peace and joy in believing. In other words, he believed that the kingdom of God was righteousness and peace and joy, while many Protestants believed that man was saved by grace, not works or external practices, in that kingdom of peace and joy. Another author of many religious and inspiring books was Ellen G. White of the Adventist Churches. She, too, believed in the importance of grace in this definition. Man in his present state is mortal, corruptible, but the kingdom of God will be incorruptible, enduring forever. Therefore, man in his present state cannot enter into the kingdom of God. The Great Controversy, page 369. And the kingdom of God which they had declared to be at hand was established by the death of Christ. This kingdom was not, as they had been taught to believe, an earthly empire. As used in the Bible, the expression kingdom of God is employed to designate both the kingdom of grace and the kingdom of glory. In many of his parables, Christ uses the expression the kingdom of heaven to designate the work of divine grace upon the hearts of men. Ibid, page 397. The definition and the purpose of the kingdom of God continues to be misunderstood even more than that of the LDS Church. How strange that those who claim to be leaders of the church and the kingdom do not understand what it is. Would you trust a mechanic who did not know what his tools were for? Would you want to fly in a plane piloted by someone who did not understand the control panel? Then why would anyone trust a leader of a church or a government who didn't understand it? Thus is the mystery of the kingdom of God today.